Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my top 10 favorite camping items that I have purchased from Amazon. These are all things that I have used for many years, or at least a few years, and so I know that they have been helpful for me, so I hope they might be helpful for you. So if you're new to camping and want some gear ideas, or if you've been camping for a long time and maybe looking for something different, hopefully I can help you out today. None of this stuff that I'm going to talk about is sponsored, but I will have links below to everything that I've purchased on Amazon. So let's dive into some of these things that I've been using on our trips. The first thing that you have to have if you're going to go camping is a cooking set, and I have a GSI Outdoors cooking set. For the longest time we would just take stuff from the kitchen every week, but it's really nice when you can just have everything in one small little container like this. So this is pretty cool. This is from GSI Outdoors, and it came with these plastic spoons and forks, which we do really like. They're nice and light, but we picked up some stainless steel ones to also just have a little bit more. So we bought stainless steel so that they wouldn't rust. And we've kind of been upgrading to stainless steel. Has enough room that we've also added a can opener because we just don't always have a can opener. But let me show you what is in this container. So the thermometer does not come with it. We like to have a thermometer so that we know we're cooking food safe. So it's pretty cool. It comes with a cutting pad. It has one side has a chicken, for meat, and then one side has a carrot, so for vegetables. So it can kind of help you when you're out camping to keep it separated, to keep food safe. We have added some towels to dry with. These are MSR towels that we use, and we've added this little scraper to clean stuff too. But it came with this, which is a season holder, and we have pepper and salt, paprika, and garlic and onion in here, I believe. So we bring all that with us, and when you flip this over, it has a spot for a knife. It's a ceramic knife, so you have to be careful not to break the tip of it. We've done well so far, but it's very sharp. We've had this for 2 years, so nothing's rusted. Everything's still working very nice. And it came with a small grater, has a cover on it, and it came with a small spatula right here, and we have used this quite a bit. And it came with this whisk right here, and you can open it, and there's a whisk, and we use this for eggs. And if you've watched any of our videos, you know that this is our favorite spoon. This is also from GSI Outdoors, and we just put it right here. And this is silicone on the end, but it has a nice long handle. So we actually own 2 of these. And then you can use this to scoop stuff out, and it has the silicone so it doesn't burn, but the long handle is really, really useful. So this is worth every penny because we use this every weekend. So if you want a spoon, this is something I would really recommend. We also have some Sea to Summit Wilderness Wash. If you like biodegradable outdoor soap, this is what you want to use. It doesn't smell, it has low suds, pH neutral. It just works really well. We still try to keep it out of lakes and water, but it's just nice to have, so this works well. So this is our cooking utensil set. Works really well, highly recommend. It's got plenty of use, still in pretty good shape. The second thing that we use on every trip is our pots and pans, and right here we have a GSI Pinnacle cooking set. This has been really cool. It has a lot of little features that I didn't even know about when I bought, but it's for 4 people, and it comes with 4 plates that are color-coded. It also comes with 4 cups that are color-coded, and inside the cups are little bowls. So you have basically 8, which can be cups or bowls. So you can have a bowl to put soup in, you can have a cup, and the cup has a little heated protector around it, and it also has a lid. It also came with another pot on the inside. And there's a pot that goes inside of here that we actually lost in a storm. And then if you even take the pot out, the basket that it comes in will hold water, so you can do some dishes if you need to in the basket if your pots are being used. But one thing that is really cool is the lid has vents right here. So if you're cooking pasta or you're cooking anything and you want to drain the water, you can hold it and drain the water. So it has a built-in strainer, which I didn't even know when we bought it was in there, but we use that all the time because we make a lot of macaroni and cheese. And then when you just add the pasta in the water and you cook it, you can pour it out. It's a lot easier when you have a strainer and you don't have to bring one. And the lid is also another cooking utensil. So this does have Teflon on it, and so I know some people might not be a fan of that. We also have a stainless steel set right here that we use. And so sometimes if we're just cooking chickens and different things, we try not to scratch that, and so we've usually just used that for boiling water. But there is a stainless steel version of this now. We don't have that, but we do have a stainless steel cooking set, and then that's what this is. This is a little bit heavier, but I've had this for over 10 years, and the benefit of stainless steel is it's not gonna rust. And so we use this quite a bit. We're mostly just boiling water, cooking different things in there. We have a cast iron that we use if we're making stuff over the fire. So all of this stuff is only being used on our gas stove. Back to the Pinnacle set that has everything part of it. This is just nice to have because it keeps everything together. And that's what we were looking for, is easier ways to carry stuff and that we don't have to repack everything every week. And so it just comes right here, and then you can connect the top and you are good to go. And then this is the little pan connector, and it just connects to the side of the pan so that if you do have this on the stove, it gets hot and you can connect this to take it off so your handle does not get hot and you do not burn yourself. The third item on my list is my Camp Chef camping stove, and we bring this almost every week when we are car camping. If we are kayak camping somewhere far across a lake to a remote area, we don't bring this one. We have a small stove, but for most car camping, this is all you need. And you have the connection for the propane right here, and you just screw this into the side right over here, and you screw it in, and you put your propane right here, and you're all set with the stove. It has 2 burners, but the part that we like the best is it has a self-light button right here, so you don't have to worry about bringing lighters or matches. And sometimes if we forget a lighter, we can use this to light something, and then we use what you call fat wood, and we'll light that to go start our fires. So that's one of the benefits of having a camp stove, is it will always have fire as long as you have propane, which when it gets really cold, the propane does not work as well. But the cool thing about this is we can use something that we picked up this year, which is number 4 on my list as just something fun. Is this year we have added this camp oven, and this, as you can see, folds up pretty small right here, and you just take this and you open up the 2 little locks. We've used it to make brownies, we've used it to make cinnamon rolls, we've made bread rolls, blueberry muffins. So we've been trying everything this summer, and I've made a couple of videos just about this and on trying different things. But this is a great addition. Is this little stove toaster that you put on here, and you'll set this up. It lays flat like pretty much all of this, and you put it on this fire, you turn it on, and you can toast breads, you can toast bagels, and it has worked awesome. I really wasn't sure if this would be worth it. This is really cheap, by the way. If it would be worth it, and it has been worth, you know, every penny. Another thing that has been worth it. Maybe in another video I'll show the things I bought that just were not worth it, but this was worth it. And so you can put it right here on the stove, use it in the morning. It's really fast to set up. You do have to turn the heat on all the way, and it lets the heat and toast it. You got to kind of watch it so you don't burn the toast, but if you move it, it works right. But that is something I highly recommend, especially if you're just trying something different and you want an easy way to make breakfast items. This table, because you go to a lot of campgrounds and you get one picnic table, and if you put a camp stove on your picnic table, it's going to take up a whole corner. So right here I just have this Coleman camping stuff. Folds up, as you can see, it comes in this little bag. It does not take long to put it up, and it's really sturdy, and it holds the camp stove, and we basically just turn it into our little camping cooking area for the weekend, and then it keeps our picnic table empty. So this has been worth it. It's pretty light. This is Coleman brand, and so, you know, there's probably other options that are out there that kind of do the same thing. We bought this in 2020, so this is 4 years later, still in good shape. Everything's still working, so this was worth it. If you're looking for a little small table to bring along, just rolls into a bag, easy to pack into the car, has a little strap, easy to carry anywhere. But this is something that we use every week. If you camp in the summer, you know it is hot. And so number 7 on my list is this really cool battery operated USB fan. And so this fan works really well, and it is really quiet, and it gives you enough wind to really cool you off. We mostly use this for sleeping at night, and it has 2 levels, high and low. But the cool part about this fan, 1, is that it's very quiet, and number 2, it has batteries, so it'll last, a couple hours. But because it's USB, you can take your cord, plug it in, and use a USB charging bank and plug it in. So number 8 is charging banks, and we have multiple charging banks that we bring with us each week. And one of them really is dedicated to a fan. So if you plug this in and you run it, it'll run all night long. And we just camp in a tent, so we don't have air conditioning or anything, and we do a little bit of car camping or maybe hiking, not too far. But having a fan like this is really helpful this summer, especially this last 4th of July trip was into the hundreds. And so this is amazing to have at night. I have 3 charging banks that I use, and these work well to charge phones, GoPros, fans. But if you want to go all in and get a big one, this is one that we picked up a year ago, and we picked this up because what was happening is these were all getting used. So one was basically for the fan, and then if someone had a phone, they wanted one, and then if we had a GoPro, it would use one. So we bought this, and this one is more expensive. And this one's cool because it has a light, so it'll light up at night, but it has 4 plugins, 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A. But on the screen, it tells you how much, it's probably hard to see, charge is left. And we have used this to basically recharge phones for 3 days on a camping trip like this last weekend, and we still have 42% left. So if you really want a camping battery, this is heavy. This is great for car camping. It just stays on our picnic table for the weekend. Has a light. We don't use the light too much because we have lanterns, and so we try to save some of that light. But if you do need more power, they have an optional solar input, which we don't have, and then that will charge this even more. But we make sure that we have power because we very rarely go camping where our spots have electricity, because we're either just in car camping spots or kayaking to a tent site, or maybe doing a little bit of a hike, usually not too far. But a lot of our spots don't have electricity, so we have to make sure we bring these. And these are all Anchor. They've worked really well for me. This is basically the behemoth of all chargers. So if you want a really big charger, this one works awesome for us. We bought this a year ago. The battery still seems to be holding up. We didn't use it in the winter, just use it in the summer. But the main point is a fan that's USB charged, so that you don't have to plug it in or worry about rechargeable batteries. You can just run it off of a power bank. So another thing that you have to have camping is chairs, and these are Sportneer chairs that we really like. These pack into pretty small little bags, and we bring these on all of our trips. And we bought these in 2020, so they are also 4 years old, and they are used every weekend. And we actually use them throughout the year because we use them to go to kids' baseball games, soccer games. So we're using these just a lot, even outside of camping. These were cheaper than the alternative. There's, other brands that are way more expensive, and look, you just pop it together and there you go. But they're cheaper than the more expensive ones, and they're cheaper than buying a new car. So we figure if we buy smaller camping stuff, we don't have to buy a new car, and we just use a car to camp. So if we don't have to buy a bigger car, it saves us money, and we can buy a little bit better camping gear. This is on the cheaper end, but quality-wise, we haven't had any issues, and I've actually seen quite a few people at campgrounds with these exact same chairs. I know they have an updated version now, so this exact version might not be available, but as you see, it took 30 seconds to put together, and you're all set to go. And the last thing we bring is a giant cast iron cooking skillet. This thing is massive. I think it's 20 inches across. It's actually pretty heavy. So if you're backpack camping or do anything light, this is not going to be helpful for you. but we have used this on quite a few trips, and it's big enough where you can put, you know, bacon in one corner, eggs kind of sticks, get a really good seasoning on the pan, and then the other corner you can cook potatoes, different types of things, but you can do all of this in one pan, and we use this over a fire. We have not used this on the camp stove. We also, when we have a large group of people, have a giant pasta and sausage bake that we make on here on the fire, and it works really, really well for that. So if you just want something fun, and this is from Lodge, and we did actually buy this on Amazon, and it was shipped to us because I couldn't actually find it in a store, and I bought this many years ago too. This is just kind of a fun, cool thing to have when you go to a campground. So those are the 10, maybe a little bit more things that I have purchased off Amazon that we actually use when we go camping. So hopefully that gives you some ideas about some things you could add to your camping, or things that have worked well for me. All the links are below, you can check those out, and thanks for watching.